Hi everyone, Spurfling here and welcome back to another GTA video. Now the gameplay you were watching in the background is not mine, it comes from GameSource, so a massive thank you to them. I will put a link in the description below taking you to their channel where you'll find numerous videos covering GTA, graphic mods, mod showcases and much more, so be sure to check them out. Today we are going to be taking a look at some definitive edition screenshots, comparing them to those of the original games, which are GTA 3, Vice City and GTA San Andreas. And then we'll be seeing what differences we can spot and see what's changed. So starting off with GTA San Andreas. So here we have CJ and Ryder walking in Grove Street. Notice the lack of detail in the textures. Everything doesn't look too bad considering that age of the game, but I think the textures and the graphics have held up rather well. So this is a massive improvement. First thing you'll notice is the lighting. Take a look at the sky. We still have that classic orange tint, but it's just not as dark as it was before. The ground textures look great. You can definitely see the little details like little cracks in the floor, and notice how the headlights reflecting the light off the ground. The character models look great. They even have fingers now, which is really weird. Like, we're not used to seeing that. The trees now have leaves, which appear to be more separated, more defined, rather than having that blocky effect. So this is the next image. This is of the city. The first thing to notice here is the draw distance. It's pretty much non-existent, and this was a big problem with all of the original games due to the hardware restrictions. At that time, they just couldn't handle it. Also notice the lack of detail in all of the buildings. So here we can see the game now has clouds, and they look great. We can now see detail in the buildings, allowing you to make out individual windows. Also, middle left, we can see the trees are now fully rendered as the draw distance has been improved. Here we have CJ on a PC J600. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's nothing really much to talk about in this shot, so let's get to the next one. Now, first thing is the environmental lighting from the police bikes. Maybe it's only due to them being under a low bridge that's causing them to reflect, so we will have to wait to see if emergency lights reflect off the environment, off buildings and all that. So here we have another city shot, same as before. Not much detail in the buildings, but we also have the Vinewood sign you can see off to the left, but you can see there's not much going on around it. So here we have the same shot, albeit a little closer, but we can definitely see a lot more detail in and around the Vinewood sign, and the sun rays look amazing coming in between those buildings. All in all, I'm impressed by the visuals of GTA San Andreas. Next up guys, GTA 3, the game that really made the franchise into what it is today. The lighting is very dark and gloomy, and the textures on the building you'll notice and shot fronts look painted on. Now, the lighting in this shot has massively improved. We now have more reflection on the ground from car headlights. The textures have more of a 3D effect now, which is great, rather than a paint effect. And lastly, Claude's character model to me looks much better than the original. So this shot, guys, notice the lack of lighting, mainly on the easy credit auto sign. And keep that in mind for the next one. Now in this shot, the sign looks like what you would expect a sign to look like at night, lighting up and easily visible. And also, notice the cars look more clean and the red paint pops a lot more than the original. So again, the wall textures here look dated, the shot front's 2D, and the graffiti here on the left is difficult to make out. You can't really tell what it is. So here again, the models look better, the lighting is improved, and notice the graffiti and the textures on the walls look a lot cleaner and clearer. I'm excited to play this game again. It's been around 18 years since I played this game, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now on to the last game, GTA Vice City. Now to be honest, I have mixed feelings about this one. Here's the original. I want to focus your attention on the character models in this shot. They look quite good. Of course, the fingers on the hands are non-existent, but I prefer these models to the next ones. So let's start with the models. I like Tommy's character model. It's not as bad as I first thought it was, but I'm sorry, Lance and Ken's faces look dreadful. Ken looks like he's been hit with a shovel, and Lance looks like his head's been stuck in a hoover. The original models look far better. Now the textures on the stairs and railings and the stained glass windows, they look amazing. So here we have the crew in the upstairs office of the Malibu club. Notice the lack of lighting. You don't really get that feeling of being in a club, and there's no objects on the bar area, so the lighting has been improved and it now feels like we're in a club. And notice the glasses on bottles on the bar. But what's with the weird facial hair shadow on Hillary far left? It just looks really weird. Here we have a shot of the beach. Notice the palm trees on the left lack detail, as do the buildings in the distance, as well as the ones closest to the camera. Not quite the same shot, just a little bit higher, but here we can see the neon lights are more vibrant and defined. Also the palm trees, each individual leaf has greater detail than ever before. And the clouds. It's really weird seeing clouds in old GTA games, as I said before. Here we have the last shot with Tommy and Ken in Ken's office. First of all, the wood textures are lacking in detail. Also Tommy's clothes appear to be rather blocky. In this shot the wall and desk textures look amazing. Have a look at the wall on the left, look at the detail, it really gives that 3D effect. The desk now has a dark marble effect. Overall it looks great. Tommy's clothes look more rounder, but take a look at Tommy's arms. He's got a completely different skin tone. Now I'm sure this is just a visual bug and it won't be in the final game. But overall guys, the definitive edition is looking very good. I wasn't so sure when it was announced, so I set my expectations very low. Some of what I have seen has failed to even meet those expectations, mainly the character models. I will be covering each and every game starting from GTA Vice City, and I will be releasing guides and playing through all the missions. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the 11th. Take care.